guys, my name's Autumn. I am a Harrison High School and marching band alumni. I graduated back in 2020, and I'm going to be here to talk about the tuba, or more specifically the contra for marching band. So the biggest thing with the contra, you play it just like a tuba. The fingerings are all the same. The only difference is it goes up on your shoulder compared to sitting with it. Now, if you are a lot weaker like I was when I first started, you might end up with one of the ones that converts from a sit-down tuba to a contra. A lot lighter, a lot easier to handle, but eventually you'll work up to one of these guys. They are pretty heavy, still about the same amount as a normal tuba, and they're very awkward to hold if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm just going to take you through just kind of the way to hold it for different parts of the shows that you might go through, as well as some long tones and warm-ups that you guys will be doing during your marching band season. So first things first, picking it up. Easiest way to pick it up is going to be through this big part, any big parts throughout it, versus like the pipes, obviously, because if you pull them, they're gonna pop, you're gonna drop the instrument. So I'll turn it here. Best way to pick tuba up, hand here on this other big pipe, and just pull it up onto your lap. And then I always like to grab onto the valves and hold it like this. This is a good, just at ease, general rest position, and it allows you to get up into set and set easily. When we are talking about attention is a really, really hard position to hold with tuba, especially if you were on one of these big guys. Honestly, I could never do it right just because I was never strong enough to do it right, but if you work up to it, you will be able to get it. So the way you hold the tuba at attention, again, your hand is going to be on this big pipe right here. I usually put my thumb through this hoop and smash down the valves, and you come up and out. The bell is supposed to be even with like your belly button, and your hand will move over to this other bar up here, and you're supposed to have it out from your body just enough. Like I said, it is a very hard position to hold, so my advice to people who are just starting, especially if it is a lot too heavy for you, prop your elbow on that right hand down. That way you still get that distance in between while having a little bit more support from your body. When we're talking about going up on your shoulder, right place to hold still is going to be this bar down here. And the best thing is to just really try and find the balance on your shoulder. It's not going to be fun at first. It is really heavy, especially for new time players. Your shoulder's going to get sore, and through the end of the season, you're going to get a bump callus on your shoulder from where it sits. But I promise you just got to power through as much as you can, and it'll get a lot better, especially as the season goes on. So coming from attention, we're just going to come straight up onto the shoulder. I'm going to move my hand down here. It's going to be this bar that you want to hold on to, and then we'll get our valve set. The lead pipes will move around, so adjust to however you need to, and take your time to get really comfortable with it and holding it and all that good stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of the warm-ups that we do, starting with just our long tones on F. Nice and simple, lots of long notes, should be notes obviously very comfortable within your range. And that one is mostly just for getting your lips warmed up, listening to your tuning and starting to hear what the band sounds like, how you sound like all together, all that good stuff. These next two I'm going to do is going to be flexibility 1 and flexibility 2. These are more for warming your lips up, getting your range going. Obviously it's not too high or too low, but a good warm-up is always a good start to a good marching band practice. So always make sure to spend extra time on these, especially if you feel like you're having a day where your lips are just really burnt out, or you've been playing a lot throughout the day, because these will help loosen up everything a lot. So here is flex 1. sure you're really blowing through to those lower notes. Sometimes it is really hard to hit those lower notes in tune and for long periods of time, and this one can really, really help with that. Another thing to mention, you'll see me stepping out is what we call it, doing step outs. You'll learn that probably during music camp and or marching camp. And when you're doing that, just make sure your feet are in time, and it's really good to practice for long tones especially. So this next one I'm going to be doing is flexibility 2. Like I said, guys, tuba is a really, really hard instrument at first, especially if you're new to marching band and holding a contra. But with a lot of work, a lot of training, and just making sure you're holding your fundamentals right and warming up good, I promise throughout time, it'll get easier. So good luck in your season, guys.